Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing the 2026 spring desk walkthrough setup. I haven't done one of these in a long time, so I figured I'd give you guys a little glimpse into what's going on here. We'll talk about the stuff. Also, this video is sponsored by Logitech G, so thank you very much, Logitech G, for sponsoring the video. More on that in a bit. So let's get to it. The desk right here is from FlexiSpot. I actually got this from the sponsorship as well. Bamboo top, really been enjoying this desk. It is a sit stand desk. So basically what I did was I got it to the level that I wanted and then assembled things accordingly. And anytime I need to get underneath the desk, I can always just pop it up and then, freely manage cables and all that. Highly recommend a standing desk, even if you don't necessarily use it for standing specifically, just for getting like the proper level where you want to sit for ergonomics, and also being able to get underneath the desk and do stuff. Really nice. Also, the desk itself is 30 inches by 72 inches, so decently large, which I prefer. I actually do wish it was a little bit bigger, because even though 72 inches is long, as you can see, I've got two monitors and my computer on the desk, and it's already technically taken up space. And I actually get to a little pain point that I have here in a bit, but moving on from that. So we got the desk. This chair is from Odin Link. I actually really like this chair. I've had Herman Miller's as well. In fact, there's a Herman Miller right here off to the side. This is the editing station. We'll get to that in a moment. But this Odin Link chair has been really nice. I enjoy the ergonomics of it, and it's become my main gaming chair. Also looks badass as well, so A+ on that guy. So moving on to the actual setup of the desk right here, I am rocking two 27-inch monitors that are 1440p. This one is an Alienware from Dell, and it's 180 hertz. I got this on sale for 200 bucks, and apparently you can get it even cheaper if you look around potentially. But I felt like that was a decent deal, and I wanted to upgrade my side setup to be able to have better windows for when I'm streaming, because I have started streaming again, and yeah, that was one of the reasons. This is a LG 1440p, 27 inches, 240 hertz monitor, and this has been my main gaming monitor for the past year. I have a review of it on the channel, and even after a whole year, I still recommend this monitor. These are both IPS monitors, so no fancy OLED technology or anything like that. I kind of prefer it. I'm still technically scared of burn-in, so I didn't want to spend the money for something that might get the burn-in, and also I know that some OLEDs require dark rooms, and sometimes I like to have more light in the room versus darker rooms, so that would annoy me in the long run if that was the case. So I've been sticking with IPS monitors, and also they're cheaper as well, which is nice. So I highly recommend this monitor. Above it is the Screenbar Halo 2 from BenQ. I haven't dusted, so things are a little dusty at the moment. But this guy is amazing. It is a little spendy for what it is, this light bar. It is 200 bucks. And it comes with a little module to adjust things like white balance and all that. And it, again, I haven't dusted, so this thing is a bit dusty right now. So this guy, even though it's expensive, I do recommend it because, again, you get like a backlight right here to go against the wall to illuminate the setup. And then you get a really nice light that's controlled right here. In fact, what is this right now? This is only at 32%, 33%. So even like if I go a maximum 100%, you see how bright this is? Well, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's very bright for the desk. So I usually only have it down maybe 15 to 20% or so. And that just feels really good for my eyes, how it's set up. If I'm doing unboxing videos, sometimes I'll bump this up to like say 45 or 50% to unbox things on the desk right here. Next up, I do have Creative Pebble speakers right here. These are nothing fancy, and I could definitely get better speakers, but what I like about these is that they're small and can easily fit on the side of the desk right here. So these have been perfect for just needing some quick audio. I mean, even playing like some casual games, they're totally fine for just getting some audio when you're playing and not needing like full, perfect quality audio type of stuff. So again, I know they're not the best sounding, but they're totally fine for my purposes for just needing some quick audio to hear stuff, like maybe a YouTube video or something like that. And speaking of audio, this is my microphone setup right here. This is the classic Shure SM7B, hooked up to an Elgato arm. That's one of the pro ones. This was unfortunately a little expensive as well, like almost 200 bucks. And I was hesitant in buying something like this. That's 200 bucks, but it does feel really good and doesn't feel problematic when I'm adjusting things. And that's something that you adjust every day when you're using a setup. So if this was annoying to adjust and move around, then I'd be like, fine, I'll spend the extra money just to make sure it's like comfortable to use. So yeah, this is hooked up to my audio interface, which is actually behind the computer. And I will show that in a moment, because again, that is one of the pain points that I have with the setup at the moment. So let me tuck this back over here. Oh yeah, this monitor is also hooked up with a Huano, I believe is the name, a Huano arm. And that's been totally fine for the way this is set up at the moment. I might end up changing that in the future if I do, for some reason, go bigger on the monitor, potentially. Don't know if that's ever gonna happen. We'll see. Now on to the sponsored part.
Logitech G515 Rapid TKL is a feature-rich, aesthetically beautiful keyboard that fits my setup exceptionally well. It comes loaded with magnetic, low-profile analog switches. This means you'll get rapid trigger, ultra-fast response times, plus you can program macros at various distances of the key press if you desire. The design is ultra-thin at 22mm, and the top plate is stainless steel. There's also a button at the top to quickly disable the Windows key when gaming, which I personally appreciate because other brands require you to use software to deactivate the Windows key when gaming. This is just to press the button. The keys feel fantastic and have a smooth, creamy clack to them. It's fully loaded with RGB as well, so you can customize the vibe to your setup. It comes in two colors, black and white. Pair this keyboard with a Pro X Superlight 2C Lightspeed wireless mouse, and you're all set for an incredible gaming experience. More details and links to scoop the Logitech G515 Rapid TKL below. Now back to the setup tour.
Underneath that is a mouse pad from the Mousepad Company. I think it looks very nice, and I've got a few of these, and I like to change them out for the colors from time to time. If you've been watching my content, you'll notice that the colors in this room are different right now, from the computer to up on the wall and all that stuff, and that is on purpose. So every few months I can rotate colors and change them up and all that, which I think is pretty cool. And speaking of, so on the wall is the Govee hex lights, I believe. I'll link all this stuff in below. These are pretty expensive. I bought these for 350 bucks, and yeah, one of those things where I was like, man, it's pretty spendy, but once I put them up, I thought they looked amazing. In fact, I've had a lot of people that have come in here and been like, whoa, those lights are freaking cool. And then I tell them they're 350 bucks, and they're like, oh gosh. But you can change them and make them do all kinds of colors. The light bar right here above this shelf is also Govee. Actually, all the lights in this room are Govee, except for the two side lights, which we'll talk about those in a second. But these bar lights, they're right here. They're also right here above this shelf and above that shelf. And also underneath the desk as well. That provides some nice illumination for kind of like the vibe and ambience of the room. And also right here, they're actually illuminating underneath. So again, when I want to change up the colors and change up the vibe of the room, they add a ton of ambience, which is great. And they can all be controlled via my phone. By the way, I do have a PS5 Pro off to the side right here. I actually haven't used this guy in a while. Whenever there's an exclusive Sony title, obviously this guy gets booted up. And that was also one of the reasons to get this LG monitor. It is fully compatible with 120 Hertz HDMI input from a PS5 Pro, which is one of the main specs that I was looking for when I bought this LG monitor specifically. This is also where my camera goes for when I'm streaming. The camera that's being used to film right now is actually my stream camera, so usually goes right here and gets hooked up with some cables. Moving on to the PC. So I did a full video on this build. I'll link it below. Built it about a year ago as well, and it is a AMD 7800X 3D with a 5070 Ti. So not the most crazy PC by any means, but it has been fantastic, and I have absolutely no problems with it right now. It's got an MSI motherboard. It's got a Be Quiet case and 32 gigs of RAM. Again, I've got no complaints with this guy. It's been rock solid ever since I built it, and really pleased with it. So much so that I'd actually be a little afraid to change any kind of components. Like if I wanted to do a 9800X 3D, I don't know. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to pop anything out because it's working perfectly right now. No issues whatsoever. Got a little 8-bit do controller right here that they sent over for review, and this has been an awesome PC controller. So this is my main PC controller when I'm doing games with it, just like so. Now off to the side, this is actually a discrepancy that I have. I don't like where this is at the moment. This is my audio interface. It is a Mackie DLZ Creator XS. It's really great, but it doesn't really fit with the vibe of where everything is right here. So, it's tucked off in the back, kind of unfortunate. It's got good preamps also for the SM7B, and I can also monitor my, my voice through this mix and hear everything in the computer with these controls and all that. So that's actually one of the reasons why I'm still using it. At some point, maybe I'll mount it underneath the desk. Maybe, we'll see. These lights also, these are not Govee, these are from Califo. They're actually rather expensive, but they're really nice. Give some nice ambient vibe and all that. Again, the vibes are very important for the way this room feels, and this is part of it. Speaking of audio, for my headphones, I'm using the III TMA2 wireless headphones. These guys are studio grade, professional quality type of headphones that I also use for music. The thing is, they're wireless, and they are, I believe, 9 milliseconds in delay speed, so very fast, which means I can use them for gaming pretty much no problem. And also, the way they connect is with this little dongle right here. So this guy is the wireless transmitter, and you can send audio into it like so, and that's how I have that hooked up, like that. You also notice I have this cable right here. So one thing, once I started streaming again, I didn't want to rely on the wireless. I believe this can go to 6E, but my router only does Wi-Fi 6 at the moment, which I don't think is fast enough for Twitch streaming and gaming, all that. I could be wrong, but for now I have it wired in to the router over there. All right, so you've seen the desk, what's going on here. Last part of the setup is another setup, which is technically the editing station. We've got the Herman Miller chair hooked up, or the designated editing station for it. Usually either myself or Memes is here doing some editing. Memes, my wife, is behind the camera, by the way, right now. So this monitor, this is a 4K BenQ monitor. It's technically a reference grade monitor, so it has really good color accuracy. Bought this a while ago, so if I were to upgrade something on the setup right now, it would probably be this monitor at some point, but this is technically like 6 years old. Nice 32-inch 4K monitor. Again, I got the Pebbles right here, the Pebble X for speakers. Not fantastic audio by any means, but they get the job done when you just need to hear some stuff. Usually we're gonna use headphones anyways if we wanna have critical listening, so it's typically not a problem if like we're just using some Pebbles for some quick audio, you know. This is the microphone that I use when I want to do some voiceovers for some videos. The Maono, I forget the exact one. They sent this over, did a review, and I found out that it's actually pretty freaking awesome. And you can go wireless with it, which I've been doing onto the MacBook Pro. So this is kind of like the main voiceover mic right here. For this setup, I have a M3 Max MacBook Pro. Got this when it first came out, and it's been a fantastic laptop. I believe it's got 64 gigs of RAM. I could be wrong on that, maybe 48. It's more of the upper tier M3 Max at the time. Currently got it plugged in with a Thunderbolt 4 connection from OWC, and this is supplying some additional hard drives and stuff for video editing. Pretty simple setup right here. Got some Govee lights for some backlighting. Also, these lights right here, this lamp and this lamp, are also Govee lighting. That's all controlled via an app. So yeah, but that's pretty much the setup right now. This room is not very big. All things considered, it's like 10 by 10. So we're kind of maximizing the space as much as possible, having 2 desks in here. Obviously this was a closet, and we pulled the closet doors out, shoved the desk in to kind of maximize this. Because again, a 30 by 72 inch desk is not small. So having that, plus this little side desk right here, like this room feels surprisingly big, or it has a lot of stuff and feels surprisingly big for basically its size, which is pretty amazing. So yeah. By the way, also this is a IKEA piece of furniture. I figured you guys would probably know, one of the Calyx ones. And when I did the original desk setup or desk rebuild for this room, I showed the process of making this. So if you're curious about that, again, video link below. And speaking of, if you are curious about any of the stuff that I've mentioned, I will have links to it. They are affiliate links. I get a small cut if you do purchase through those links. And again, big shout out to Logitech G for sponsoring this video. Thank you very much. And I'll have links for these Logitech G products, the G515 Rapid and the Pro mouse as well, down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time for another one. Peace.